Good morning, Fritz. Tank is a little warm today despite the weather outside being relatively mild. So the fans are now on full. Got two fans, they're really cheap. You can buy them from Amazon, these are about £10 each. They're adjustable, so you can tilt them, and they've got two speed settings. It's currently on high and that's on low, so as you can see you can have the low setting on pretty much all the time and not really hear it. Nice and quiet. But for now I'm going to put them on full because Fritz is feeling a little bit warm today. This is why he's near the top of the tank. He's still active though, still happy, still got his gills back and not forward. He's a very happy axolotl. So I don't have any substrate on the bottom at all because I got really fed up of having to clean the tank out and messing with the substrate, plus the fact Fritz wasn't a massive fan either. So I had did have really fine gravelly pebbles because you shouldn't have anything that could potentially impact them because they have such powerful suction when they eat. They hoover up the substrate at the bottom, and what happens is it gets stuck in their little tummies and then they get very impacted and very unhappy and grumpy. And fine sand, well, again, you know, he was pooping out buckets of fine sand, so I just got rid of it in the end. It's the best thing. It makes cleaning the tank so much easier because you do need to do that fairly regularly. But as you can see, it's a nice big tank for him. The water's lovely and clear. I don't actually have to do a full change that often. I probably do it maybe every 2-3 weeks as opposed to each week. And sorry, Thomas is feeling very left out. I know. So we've got an external pump. This one is, Thomas, you really are in the way, a high door. This will take 150 litres of water in terms of tank size, up to 150, so it's a high door 150. They're not the easiest pumps to come by, although you can get them on Amazon. This one was about 65 quid all in. It has 2 trays and it has it doesn't have any carbon in it. It uses sponges, but I've bought special sponges for this one because we're getting replacement sponges for it. It's quite difficult. It's from Germany, I think, this pump, and they're hard to come by. But I bought from an aquatic store special filter sponge that filters out nitrates, and then just cut it down to size, and it works really well. And it keeps the tank nice and clean and nitrate free. So I've got a spray bar on the back. It's a little bit wonky. See if Fritz can see the camera. But it's brilliant because what it does, I directed it at the back, which means that it doesn't hit the water too hard. So you can't see it on the camera, but it will create a nice line of oxygen bubbles at the back and on the surface of the water. But what it doesn't do is create a current in the water. Keeps it fairly static. The movement that you might be able to see on the water here is purely from the fans, but it doesn't really penetrate that deeply. So he's quite happy with it. It doesn't stop him from doing the mannequin challenge. Just sort of hovering there, motionless, until something comes along and distracts him. So inside the tank I've got, we made this slate structure using an aquatic safe putty that you can mould and put it straight in the water, and it sets in the water. It's no problem. You don't have to leave it to dry or faff around with it or anything like that. And he really likes it. He likes his cave because it means that he can go and take some shelter every now and again if the light in the living room gets a little bit much. But more importantly, because he does sometimes have digestive problems, he will float bottom up a little bit for a day or so until he's had a big poop. And what the cave does is it helps him keep his feet on the ground, because they get really stressed out if they can't swim to the bottom and keep their feet on the ground. He quite often likes his thermometer, and sometimes hang on these little lights as well and just sit there and watch the world go by. So the rock formation in the middle is fiberglass, it's not real. That makes sure that the tank's not too heavy, and I've got a mixture of real and fake plants which he loves to play in. The real plants can be a bit of a pain because obviously the leaves drop off and then you get caught in the filter system and it can cause extra waste in the tank, but they're really good for helping keep the tank nice and clear and keeping the water quality really great. And then I've got these like little slate pebbles that I just got from the garden centre down at the bottom. Yeah, so you know, this tank setup's pretty neat. I don't keep a top on it, don't keep a lid on it, I don't think it needs one, particularly when we've got the fans going. Yes, you can get an element of dust in there, but the filtration is so good that it doesn't upset the water quality at all. The only thing I will say is that if you're cleaning around the area, particularly using any polish or anything like that, just to make sure you avoid spraying anything near the tank so it doesn't get into the tank water, because that can be harmful. And axolotls, whilst really easy to keep and quite happy when things are going well, they can get upset quite easily, and really want to try and avoid introducing any harmful chemicals in the water at all. Just in terms of light, I've got a light bar, it's an LED light bar, completely submersible, and I've got it there's many settings. There's like a little control panel here, and you can have all these different colours, but his favourite colour and mine is this nice deep orange, because it creates a natural light. It's not too bright. The LEDs are facing the back wall, so the light doesn't bother him, so it means that you can get a really good view of the tank, particularly at night time. It doesn't flood the room with loads of light, but you can see what he's up to. You can see him with his shenanigans, usually zipping up and down the tank at night. Thomas is still all very excited about this. So yeah, it's brilliant, it really is, and you can set it to all these different mood colours. You can have like a night mode on it, which is good, so again you can still see what's going on, but the light, very much like this blue LED light here, which are on all the time, even when the main lights are off. The blue just doesn't register in terms of light for axolotls. I'll just turn it off. It's remote control so you can see. Don't really need it on in the daytime. Actually looks really a lot brighter on the video. He's just had some worms, but I'll go through his diet on a separate video, I think, and I'll go through the water testing as well in a separate video. We're just having a bit of a change around in terms of the house, which is why the whole place looks like a bloody mess at the moment. So, but I thought it was really good to just take a little video of him this morning. Happy chappy, hugging his thermometer, which he loves to do. You can see the camera, he's spotted it. Hello. He will follow you. He's an interesting character indeed. He will tend to follow you. He's got his eye on my finger. Hi. He's coming up to about 10 months old. And I am toying with the idea when he reaches about 18 months old of mating him. But again, talk about that in a separate video. Thomas, have a little look. The cat really doesn't bother him at all. The cat's never attempted to have a go at trying to catch him or anything like that. And the tank height, you just can't, unless he was actually get in the tank, you just couldn't get to him at all. He just tends to sit there and watch him. Quite enjoys it. Alright, so I will do another video because I'm going to do some water testing later. Of course, I won't take you through the whole painful 10 minutes of waiting for the test to come through and complete, but it'll be a full range of chemical testing. So you might be interested in how those chemical kits work. Okay, bye for now.